Welcome to another episode of the Carpe Fide podcast, where if the shoe fits, you wear it.
And if the truth hurts, you bear it.
I am Justin Gruber.
And I am Jesse Gruber.
And today we hope you will seize the faith. Welcome to another episode of the Carpe Fide podcast.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
The both of us.
It feels like forever, Jesse.
Just the two of us.
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I.
I don't know anything
You
else.
and I. Just the two. All right, it's enough of this. So bad.
Hey guys, we're running a 30% off sale on our website.
Yes. Also, if you've seen our ad, let us know what you think of it.
And if you haven't, you're...
Missing out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
I don't think you can search that. Like, I don't know if you can find it, but...
yeah, I
You
don't
know
think
what?
that's true.
I'll just post it as a post on Instagrammies.
You can post it on Instagrammies.
Instagrammies.
Can we not call it Instagrammies? It sounds like online place for where just like grandparents go.
I'm going to go to the Oh my gosh, it's a photo sharing network for grandmas.
Yes, it's
Aw.
grandma's photos. Oh, and they make like little books out of it. And you can
my
like put like
gosh.
you can make grandma mugs, and
Do you know how wholesome that would be?
it'd be so wholesome.
It's what the world needs right now.
Immediately, we know what the internet would do with Instagrammies, though. Like,
Oh.
the internet's a horrible, dark place for the evil hearts of men. So let's just live with the wholesome.
Perfect's got to ruin everything, man.
It's really true. All right, tonight we're going to talk about The White Knight Rises,
Episode 171.
episode 171. I did say that right at the top.
I don't remember. I was just repeating it.
It's fine. It's good to know. The White Knight rises. He's not the hero New York wants, but he's the hero New York needs.
And he's the one that it needs. Swear to me. Where is Rachel? Can I tell a funny
my
story about
God.
that?
I don't know.
Just real quick. All right.
Okay.
So
Just
we're in
be
the
fair.
hospital,
All
right? And
Okay.
you know, a behavioral health patient comes in, and you know, there's security there. Everybody's there, and I'm just chatting with the nurse. We're in the hallway, and we're doing Batman voices back and forth to each other because we're killing time. And so I'm like, where's Rachel? You know, I'm like, and the patient's like, oh my gosh, who is Rachel? Who said that voice? And I'm just like, I'm sorry, ma'am, that was my Batman voice. I just walked away.
So she literally acted like Scarecrow when he was on his drug. Like she was scared of you. Like remember when Scarecrow gets a taste of his own drug and then Batman scares him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she acted like you were scaring
Yeah.
Batman.
It was
Maybe
funny.
You should
It
find out
funny
what
in
she
the
was
moment.
on, because maybe that was the Scarecrow's drug.
That was probably just alcohol.
Okay. So, funny story turned depressing. Let's go into the story, though. For those of you that haven't heard, Daniel Penny has been found not guilty of all of the counts. He's not guilty. The dude's free.
Like Hunter Biden.
Oh, no. He was found guilty.
He pardoned him
He
for
was
anything and everything
pardoned.
for the past 14
Here's the thing.
years.
Here's the thing.
Oh, that
He
should have been
wasn't
our topic.
pardoned. No, we're not doing that. I don't
He
even
wasn't
care.
pardoned for any specific thing.
It's actually
but everything.
It is a part of this topic, though. So tonight our goal is to talk about self-defense versus vigilantism, because at the same time we have Daniel Penny, we also have the murder of the CEO of, oh my gosh,
United Healthcare.
Thank you, United Healthcare. I'm like, I wanted to say Ameri Healthcare, but no, it's United Healthcare. He's been caught. He was caught in Pennsylvania. I don't know. I guess that's where the people go.
There's a lot of land in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, apparently also like McDonald's in Pennsylvania. I mean, that's where Trump worked. I mean, Trump worked at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania, and also they're catching criminals.
Dude, it wasn't the same McDonald's.
No,
Oh,
it was not.
okay.
It was not the same McDonald's, but still, that'd be like
Anyway, quick recap on the Daniel Penny case. Last year, crazed man was being crazy on a train, on a subway.
threatening death.
Threatening
let's
death
be clear
and
on what he was
violence.
doing.
No, I was getting there. Give
Oh,
me a
sorry.
hot second. I'm not a liberal. I'm going to tell the story like it happened. And this man, he was former military, right? Or
Yes, he is currently in school off of his GI Bill.
yes, placed the man in a chokehold. The man later died, and New York was trying him for murder. Murder. Everybody on the train attested to Daniel Penny's heroism. By
Yes,
the way.
he was referred to as a hero.
As opposed to the crazy man's heroin, which is different than heroism.
That's definitely different.
Two different things. But anyway, because Daniel Penny was white and the perpetrator was black, he had to go to court.
Well, as one was.
Isn't that how we're calling this here? Isn't this?
I mean, yes, they made it. They tried to make it into a racist situation, which it is. It's not a racist situation.
If he was white, he wouldn't have choked him. Yeah, right.
I mean, if you've all right,
if you threaten anyone in my family, I do not have the skills nor the physical prowess to do anything like what Daniel Penny did.
But if you got them on the ground and you sat on them,
but I would try.
You would hold them there.
I tell people all the time, if I can catch you, I can win.
Yes, and that's the thing. Sorry, not that. I mean, yes, that's true. But the other thing, back to the real thing, the piece that's ridiculous is if you watch the video. There's video from several different angles, different cameras of the incident on the subway involving Daniel Penny.
It's almost like there was a crowd there recording it.
Yeah, and what you'll see is two people of color also restraining the would-be assailant. They're. It's not like it's just a white guy trying to kill a black guy. That was never the story. That's what they wanted the story to be. Basically, what we have are two. It's just two really weird situations. The media has always sought to punish Daniel Penny for literally defending people on that subway that needed to be defended, like doing what a righteous person would do.
Right, because everyone else was recording. I mean, no one else was going to be able to do anything because they had their phones in their hands.
Well, I mean, there are no portions of video that capture what was happening beforehand. So no one was willing to pull out their camera until everything was calm, until he was literally being subdued. You can see him. He was not being choked out. He was breathing on his own in the hold.
He was restrained.
He was just restrained,
physically restrained.
And the reason
like Daniel Penny was probably trained to do.
Right. Yeah, through his literal military training. The videos are at that point because no one felt safe prior to that to actually pull their phone out and record anything that was going on, because there was an insane person telling them that he didn't care about going to jail, he didn't care about dying, and he was going to kill somebody. Like throwing his coat,
like getting people's faces. You have to take that seriously.
I would have made sure all of my family was far away from him and I was between them. Like, that's what you do, because that's insane. I mean, you can't tolerate that behavior in a society that values life and security. Like that's not, like, personal security is involved here.
Yeah. Like I work. I mean, in the ER, we get people who are psychiatrically affected and who are also affected by substances, all sorts of substances. Any substance you can think of, we see it in the ER. And any security guard, any nurse, any emergency healthcare worker will tell you that the most terrifying kind of individual is an unpredictable one, because you don't know what they're going to do. So, yes, that is these poor people trapped in a tube underground. We're in the worst possible scenario to have an unpredictable person making threats like that.
Right, because you don't know what they're going to do. You do not know what the next step is.
Right.
The problem is they want to crucify someone like Daniel Penny, but then you have Luigi Mangione, who assassinated a guy from behind on the street in broad daylight because he held a personal vendetta against the healthcare system. And to many in the liberal media, there's some sort of heroism to that. I mean, I've always been told a coward shoots someone in the back, but apparently not. Especially like a defenseless unarmed man. Probably not. It's probably a hero. And we can talk more when we get to that part. We'll talk more about that. But the level of the miscarriages of justice there is really the thing. It's this forcing of some sort of view that I don't think truly exists in the public, but it's forced upon the public by the powers that be, which is just ridiculous. It's not Christian. It certainly isn't Christian. Christians have to take clear views in cases like this, and our view isn't dictated by what we want or what I want. Our views are dictated by what God wants.
What's real?
Yes. What does the Lord say? What does God require?
Ain't nothing realer than God.
Do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. That's what God requires. And that's not a liberation theology verse.
What about justice for the perpetrator?
That
What about social justice for him?
yes, there's no that's you've just said something that doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. You said what now?
The justice for the perpetrator.
The justice for the perpetrator
He was just a Michael Jackson impersonator. He didn't know what he was doing. He had a bad life.
justice for the he had a bad life. That and see that all right, one story at a time. So
It's the same story. I was just trying to go into more conversation.
yeah, I know you're trying to make me say you're just trying to you're getting me riled up. You're trying to stir the pot.
Go on to Daphne.
Don't say
What's her last name?
Urine.
Urine.
it's not urine, it's urine.
It's the same.
It's similar,
word.
but it's
the same
different.
thing.
So here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. The prosecutor, the assistant district attorney that prosecuted Daniel Penny, her name. I say her. I don't want to get confused. If she's
The
just,
picture is confusing.
it's confusing. It's sad that we live in this world. Her name is Daphna. That is Dafna, and I am pronouncing it correctly, I believe.
Oh, it ends in an A.
Yeah, Dafna, Daphna.
I thought you were
No, you thought I was
the E as
joking.
an
No, it's not an
And I was
E,
like, why
it's
isn't it
Daphne.
Daphne? Her
It's-
name's literally Daphne.
If you see this woman,
She
you will
got
say,
bullied in high
"Oh, that
school."
is definitely a Daphna." Yep, that's Daphna.
Yeah.
Her name is Daphne Yoran, Yoran. It's Yoran, not urine. Just to be clear, Daphne Yoran. Now, why am I telling you her name? Well, it's important because Daphne Yoran has tried several cases. Daphne Yoran is a huge believer in something called restorative justice. Restorative justice is just like what did you social justice? It's a term that doesn't mean anything because you ruined justice with another word.
Well, no. So, to be clear, restorative justice, what it actually is the type of justice that the Old Testament vouches for. Right?
I don't know. Carry on. Yeah, I'm willing to hear this.
So if you
Not
steal,
as they define
so
it.
if you steal from someone,
Yes.
you don't go to prison.
No, it's called that's retributive justice. that you're
Retributive
thinking.
justice.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You are penalized in the manner with which you committed the
yes.
crime. Yes. No, restorative
But it
justice.
does restore
But I see
what's
what you're
been
saying. I see what you're saying.
All right.
Restorative justice here restores back whatever
dignity
whatever
That person has chosen to
Social-
lose in their life.
No. yes.
Yes.
You finished it. Yeah. What Jesse said, only to make it more clear, it restores back whatever social harms the perpetrator has had happen to them, and it factors that into the process of justice so that justice doesn't actually happen.
So instead of like, it's kind of like, think of it this way. Think of it, instead of like banging a gavel, think of it more like balancing a checkbook with social inequities.
Yes, like that. So let me give you a clear example of
Or
restorative
are you going to
justice.
go there? Are you going to go to her other case?
No, not yet.
Oh,
I'm going to give an
okay,
example,
which
and then you'll be like, "Oh, that's stupid," and then I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, it is stupid. Here's what
actually
Daphne
happened.
Urine did." All right, so an example would be like
Urine.
you ready? You lose your job, right?
Okay.
So you decide to gamble your family's savings on the ponies. Do people do that anymore? I guess so.
Yeah,
so you
there's
gamble your
still
you
racehorse
gamble
betting.
your family savings on the ponies.
Ever see Black Beauty?
You end up homeless because of your gambling. That you're now gambling addiction.
Oh, I meant Seabiscuit. Sorry.
Seabiscuit, thanks. Can you let me get through the example? You're now homeless because of your gambling issue. So you rob someone at knife point on the street.
All right.
And then when you're found and tried,
Okay.
the district attorney who's prosecuting you goes back to try to find out why you got to this place. And you tell them the sad story about how you lost your job and you never would have done this evil crime if it hadn't been for you losing your job. And then the district attorney says, to have restorative justice practiced, I won't seek these penalties for you because I can see you had a hard time in life.
Yeah, you're just on the wrong side of the tracks.
Right. And so it doesn't matter what your crime actually would deserve. What matters is, what do you deserve for how hard life's been on you?
Right.
That's restorative justice.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And now you probably
Yeah,
think,
that's pretty crazy, right?
that's hot, stupid trash garbage.
What an interesting theory to hold.
yes. What an interesting thing.
It's almost
That
like
can't be,
it's almost
right?
like lawyers are supposed to practice law instead of psychology.
So let's let's set up psychology. I don't have time. You're just trying to get me into you're just trying to let's set up a scenario for you. Let's say
This is the story of a squirrel.
there was an 87-year-old man who was
That's oddly
just
specific.
using an 80. I know, it's just a number I drew out of a hat. And he's just at the ATM machine getting some money out. And another man comes up behind him and threatens him and seeks to steal from him and punches that person from behind, causing that person to fall down and strike their head again. That the 87-year-old man is then hospitalized and dies from their injuries.
Oh, this is kind of like Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's like Spider-Man. Only instead of Peter Parker finding the guy and making sure he dies, which is quite biblical in the Old Testament.
Well, it actually gets a little confused there because he, at least in the movie, he didn't actually kill the guy that killed him. He killed the guy that was running away. Sandman was the guy that killed him. I just rewatched all of these recently.
Depends on which movie you watch. No, Sandman.
I was talking about the one with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, but Sandman was convicted of the crime.
Yeah. But then Peter Parker lets him go.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Sandman becomes this. Anyway, we're not
Because
doing
he was
Spider-Man.
practicing restorative justice.
Sandman becomes a kind of an anti-hero in the further episode. Anyway, in further storylines, he's not always just a villain. He also sometimes just cooperates and helps us.
He's a very conflicted character in the Spider-Man universe.
Back to the story.
87-year-old man tries to get robbed. The guy pushes him down, hits his head, gets a brain bleed, dies.
Dies. So in any sane culture, that would be considered
Murder.
murder. Yes. Murder. I believe it would have been federal. Not federal.
Felon?
Felony. It was felony murder because what was happening was he was at an ATM trying to be stilled from and was killed by the attacker. Now, all of these people...
couple different no-nos there, yeah.
Now, all these people are real.
Couple different whoopsie-boopsies there. Sorry.
Yes. The victim, the 87-year-old man, was Young Kun Kim. Young Kun Kim. He was trying to get money from his ATM, and Matthew Lee, who was 57, 30 years his younger, was trying to steal his money from him, struck him in the back of the head, and killed Dr. Kim. Now,
He was a doctor?
yeah, he was a college professor at Lehman University.
So he was a doctor like Joe Biden's a doctor.
Correct. PhD.
Got it.
Yep. I mean, he may have been. I mean, let's not sully Dr. Kim's good name. Right? May he rest in peace. I mean, he could be a perfectly good.
But he wasn't a practicing physician.
No, he was not a practicing physician. No, he was just. Anyway, so you're thinking, yes, in this case, Matthew Lee should have been tried for murdering.
Open
that
and shut.
man.
The video's there.
There is a full video of the whole incident. It's not a question. We know exactly who did it. It was this man killing this man, and he was trying to rob him. It's pretty sad, actually. The poor old guy's just trying to get money out of his ATM, and then boom, give me your money, boom, boom, falls down. Well, thanks to Daphne Urin, who in an interview said that she had a chance to practice restorative justice specifically on this case, where she said, once I did what a lawyer should do, which was get to know the perpetrator, I realized that it was a really sad life and a hard road that led Matthew Lee to the point where he felt all he had left was to steal this money. And so instead of seeking what in that case should have been minimum 25 years, maximum to life in prison, which is literally the absolute felony murder of another human being, she sought only 10 years. And she felt that was good. It was a good thing. She was happy with that outcome because it offered restorative justice. He got what he deserved because of his past and because of where he was at as a person.
He didn't actually kill him. The fall killed him.
Yeah.
He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, he was just trying to rob him. I mean, is that even a crime in New York? I mean, maybe not. Possibly not.
Most times not, no.
So that's the person. This is what happens when she prosecutes an actual felon murderer. She seeks a light sentence because of where where he came from.
Forget about the doctor's family.
Yeah, no, forget that guy. Forget his kids, his family that's left behind in his wake. Which he does have, by the way. Literally, like they literally testified at the trial that they didn't want to hate him, but that man clearly did take the life of their father, and he deserved to be found guilty.
He deserved to die.
I mean, biblically, yes. At best, he deserved life in prison, which, by the way, I would just say is just another burden on the victims. But that's, call me crazy.
That's why it's unjust.
That's exactly what I've argued for so many times. Daphne Urine then sought to...
Oh, I get it. Urine, like what she does on the graves of the victims.
Yes, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
You know what? It's all clicking now.
Given the spelling, it might be some sort of Slavic dance. I don't know. It might not actually be like urine. It might be urine. I'm kidding. I don't know what origin that name is. It could be anything for all I know. There's so many consonants, and I don't know what's happening. It's so many consonants and so few letters.
There's like 2 to 3 consonants.
There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consonants.
You said Yoran.
Yeah, there's 3 consonants there, and 3 consonants are her first name. Literally 6 out of the 10 letters in her full first name.
I was just going with the last name, the name in question. Urine.
Which is still 3-2. Anyway, we're not going into this. Stop it. You're evil.
It's not like Jibika Klowski or something. What sound does a W and a Z next to each other make?
Randanowitz with a Y and 2 C's. Wait. Yeah, so that's how she prosecutes an actual felon murder. But when she prosecutes a person who's literally trying to defend himself and others, she seeks all the justice, all the penalties. I don't know if she spent any time getting to know Daniel Penny. What she wanted Daniel Penny to do was rot to death forever
in a New York prison.
Because how dare he? What she wanted was some sort of restorative justice for the person who was threatening passengers on the subway with death.
Yeah.
She wanted restorative justice for him.
He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And Daphne Urine is the perfect embodiment of exactly what the progressive media establishment wanted as well. It's like she gets like gold star on the chart of being a progressive psychopath.
Because well, just look at her.
I mean, no, I mean, don't if you can, just don't, like, save yourself.
Go home. Look at your wives. They're way better.
Yes. And honestly, Daphne, this is nothing personal. I think you have a mirrors and stuff, but like the reality is what makes you a gross, disgusting person is that you would call yourself a lawyer, someone who actually seeks to uphold the law and then pervert it so evilly. I pray repentance comes swiftly to your heart because God is not mocked. And that is a reality. So when you have Daniel Penny defending those in need of defense, Daphne wants to destroy his life. But when you have someone who literally murdered another human being, she wants to salvage whatever aspects of his good name and life that she can. Here's the thing. What has happened to you or how hard life has been does not get to dictate what you then get to do in the now. It's not like, oh, life has been hard.
It's this little thing called self-control.
Yeah, life is not easy
for anyone. Really.
Thanks to sin, we broke
Obama.
It.
Oh, you were going farther.
I mean, true, but we broke it. Like we broke it. Life is not easy. No one gets to say, oh, you know what? I get to kill people because life was hard, right? I mean, except for women with their unborn children. But I mean, other than that, like that's not how it works. That's not what this is. So just because you've had a hard life doesn't mean you get to threaten people to kill them on the subway, throwing your jacket, waving your hand, spitting, and getting in people's faces. No, you don't get to do that because life has been difficult for you. You don't get to kill a person who's just trying to access their money because you want their money. You want to steal their money, and then you kill them, right? And we have to consider how hard it was on them. Yeah, look, life is hard. Like, I have debt. That doesn't mean I get to go out and like threaten a CEO with a knife so that he gives me money to pay off my debt. That's called a crime. It's illegal. There is justice for that. And justice, it can't be perverted by words like restorative or social.
They were trying to throw people in jail during COVID for not wearing masks, and we're trying to throw the books at someone who. Well,
They did put people in jail with COVID. They did take away people's full businesses and livelihoods and abilities to provide for their family. They did these things. They stole those things. Like, they did do that. It's not like they tried. These jerks did it. So this whole concept is so perverted and gross.
Well, thank God for the jury.
Yeah, no, really.
You know what I mean? Like thank God for that system, and thank God that people are waking up to what the left is trying to do. Because I really think that jury ruling that way really speaks. It speaks a lot in coming out of New York City, because New York City's come up with some really stupid jury decisions in the past because it's New York.
Oh, that's a fact.
And like, thank God for that. Thank God for that. Like, seriously, something must be changing, because, you know, in 2012 or whatever, I doubt they would have done that. But after living through Biden Mala, you know, I really do think, you know, that affects people and how they're thinking about these things.
It does. I think if you want to get like really into the progressiveness of it, the progressive judge over the Daniel Penny case literally gave instructions to the jury. The instructions were more or less like this. On count 1, manslaughter in the first degree, if you find the defendant not guilty of this crime, and the second, and thereby not guilty of the second, the lesser charge, then it's all dismissed. Right? That's pretty much how it worked. They couldn't come to the consensus on the manslaughter charge. And so what's not supposed to happen is you then get to split off charge, get to drop a charge after the trial's already happened, and that's what the accusation was. The judge literally said, "Fine, we're just going to dismiss the manslaughter charge. Now just try him on the criminally negligent homicide," which is like absolutely awful. Which literally means you can be charged with some sort of ridiculous crime, and then a whole bunch of other ones under it, knowing that first crime will never stick. You can what it means is it incentivizes the ability of attorneys to overcharge all criminals, because if the judge can then just break up all the charges,
like what they did to Trump.
Correct. It's exactly. Where was he tried again? New York. Oh, so it's the same place. The level and lack of justice in this entire scenario is disgusting, and it is offensive to God. And this is literally why we have to know what we believe and why we believe it. We have to understand why God communicated what his justice looked like in very real ways. And if we don't know these things, then we can become emotionally disconnected from reality. And
that's a good segue into the second case.
Exactly.
Look at me keeping us going.
Great job. The next, connecting this. So in one case, we have a person who wasn't a vigilante. He was actually just practicing self-defense, who was then pegged as a vigilante and sought to be found guilty of manslaughter in the first degree by a prosecutor and a judge, who are both so progressively disgusting that they would actually take guilty as plain as the video shows of intentional murder at a robbery. Murder. And take them and give them a lesser sentence. So that's where we have this flipping on it, right? A person literally trying to defend is being called a vigilante. And then we have a person, right? So literally Daniel Penny is a hero. He saved people. He protected people's lives. We go to the next story where we have someone who is a literal vigilante being held up as a hero, not a vigilante.
Batman.
By the same progressive establishment. The story involving Louis, I just, his name kind of gets me every time. Luigi Mangione. It literally sounds like he should be on Super Mario Brothers.
Luigi Mangione.
It's me, Luigi. Like it's just what it sounds.
I thought it was going to be like Luigi Faces or something like that after a year.
Oh boy, Mario. All right, Luigi Mangione.
Let's do some health care.
On the streets of.
Oh wait, was that the perpetrator or was that the guy that died?
That was No, that's the perpetrator.
Oh, let's go kill this
Yeah,
guy.
the Luigi Mangione killed the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on the streets of New York like it's just so insane. In broad daylight, shot him in the back. He is dead. And we have this person who's a clear coward vigilante being heralded as a hero by the same progressive establishment because he killed a CEO of a healthcare company. Why? Why, you say? Well, because healthcare companies are evil. That's why. And so because healthcare companies are evil, this CEO, Brian Thompson, deserved to die because he's making money off the backs of insurance denials, claim denials.
Of dead people.
Yeah.
Is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like Planned Parenthood.
Yeah. They would say something like Brian Thompson's killed 68,000 people. He deserves to die.
A year.
Yeah. Now, to be clear, Brian Thompson hasn't actually killed any, just to be clear, he hasn't actually killed any people. In fact, the only person in the story that's literally, well, that we know of, I mean, maybe he could have. I don't know the guy.
True.
Luigi Mangione actually did kill someone. Brian Thompson, that we know of, did not kill anyone. There's a separate conversation to be had about the healthcare system, and it's very simple. I will give it, this. I cannot make this any more clear for everyone listening. Please understand. When you have a problem with something that seems really big, okay? Let's say banking. Let's say housing. Let's say higher education. Let's say healthcare, okay? When you have a problem with those things, what you're thinking is, well, what they want you to think is...
Let the government help.
No, but don't. No, stop. What you're thinking is... It's the companies, it's the corporations that are evil. What you're confused about is it's the government that's involved in all of those industries that makes them absolutely ridiculously expensive and horribly inefficient and run poorly. That it's the government that does it. That's Luigi Mangione. If you really wanted to get to the bottom of this, he should have killed the bureaucratic state. Which, by the way, just to be clear, you can't kill the bureaucratic state. We have to do years of ripping these people out of office and ripping these people from their hallowed thrones by putting people in office that are willing to rip these people out of their hallowed thrones. That's what we have to do. But killing this CEO doesn't change anything. It's just murder. He didn't save anyone. He didn't make any meaningful impact. I mean, yeah, maybe a few CEOs will spend a little more money in armed protection. Like maybe he did that.
It doesn't make the cost of healthcare go down.
No, it doesn't. And it doesn't change the processes behind these things. The reason these things are run so poorly is because the government is literally subsidizing the healthcare industry and taking things like Medicare and Medicaid, which is driving providers to pay less and less because Medicare and Medicaid will only pay X amount for this procedure. It drives costs up. It drives profits down. That's what the government does. The government, like you're like, oh, Big Pharma is so evil. Yeah. Why? Because the government's involved in Big Pharma. That's why. This is not rocket science. If the founding fathers could see how massive our government is right now, they would first shoot us and then shoot them because they would say, how could you have let this happen? This is not what we gave you. This is not what this was never the plan for governance. All right. So that aside, what we have here is a clear case of murder. And the fact that we're touting Luigi Mangione as a hero is absolutely ridiculous. He is not Batman. He didn't take down a big evil man who's going around and slicing people's faces off and wearing them as skin masks. It's not what he did. He killed a CEO I'll tell you what, he probably just sees profit lines. He sees P&Ls. That's all he really looks at. Are we making more money? You know what he didn't do? He didn't call up like like Grandma Jane and deny her health care service. He didn't. I can tell you why. You know why? I know? Because CEOs don't know what happens in companies. Like, at the end of the day, they don't. You know this. If you work at a big company, you know this. Because all the things you get told to do the everyday portions of a job come from the CEOs. And we all know that they're stupid. They don't do it. They don't work. They're like, here, you need to do this thing, and you need to add this procedure, and you're going to need to add this level of all this form, this new wrinkle. Like, they add all these new things, right? And what happens? They all suck. They don't work. Why? Because CEOs don't know how to run the everyday practice of a company. They're at the top making giant decisions and trying to get donors and stockholders and all that other crap that I also don't know about. Like, I'm not saying I know about it. I'm just saying, like, this is how I can tell you. Like, I know the CEO of UPS has, like, no idea what actually happens inside of a UPS truck on a daily basis. Why? Because the things that they keep telling us that we're going to do and add and adjust and change are stupid. The job is driving and delivering boxes. It hasn't changed in like 200 years. But we're going to keep... Anyway, that's how I know. So what we have is a clear case of murder. Now, I said that the left's like chalking these people up. And this person was mentioned specifically by Ben Shapiro, which I the only reason like I think he became in any way known is because Ben Shapiro mentioned him. His name is Anthony Zenkis. Anthony Zenkis. Anthony Zenkis, on the day that that Luigi Mangione, well, actually, not the day. I guess it was the morning after. I'm trying to find the exact quote. Do you want to read the quote? I think you have it up somewhere.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure you do. This is on the This was
December 4th, 4:04 p.m.
Thank you.
Today we mourn the death of the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, gunned down. Wait, I'm sorry. Today we mourn the deaths of 68,000 Americans who needlessly die each year so that insurance company execs like Brian Thompson can become multimillionaires.
This guy would herald Luigi as a hero because he got one of the bad guys. And I don't care that Ben Shapiro mentioned this guy's name. I'm glad he did because something stuck out to me in Anthony Zenkis's bio on Twitter. First of all, his background, besides the fact that he looks like a doofus, I don't know what he was thinking. Like, I wouldn't make that my profile picture ever. Like,
well, he is in higher education, so.
And then his wallpaper says "No war but class war" with an anarchist symbol. Because I don't think, honestly, I don't think he would know what an anarchist is. Here's what his bio is.
Guess where he works, Brian? Guess where he works? Tell us.
I can't do Brian's voice. I was going to try
Brian's voice is really hard to do.
Well, it's just Seth MacFarlane's voice. It's just his voice, though. Like,
which is an amazing voice.
But it's hard to do someone else's regular voice.
Yeah,
I found, like, if they don't have a unique voice, it's just it's just his voice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna try it. Anyway, he is. I'll go through the other things first. He's a TEDx speaker. Morons. All right. Here's a great one. He's a trauma expert. Now, you might think that means he's gone through a lot of trauma. No, he's an expert in other people's traumas and identifying traumas and helping you identify the traumas that you've had so that you can war against the hegemony. Why? Because he is an anti-violence commie, which doesn't make any sense.
No, he's anti-violence, period. Commie, period.
I voted against genocide, period. Views are my own, period. Watermelon. Up top. Oh, love it when we're sake. I don't know.
Why is there no period after the watermelon?
I don't know. But I think, what's a watermelon mean? Does it have some sort of unique symbol to the kids?
I don't want to know.
I don't think I want to know either. What I didn't read is that he's a professor at Columbia Adelphi. Now, why is that interesting to me? First of all, I just want to explain something. Communism is fascistic. And turns out when fascism creeps about, it will always end in violence. And that is specifically because fascism is, I will not tolerate anything but my view, and I will stop anyone from saying or thinking against my view, which inevitably ends in violence, because eventually you have to force people not to think or speak those things. Which is why you cannot be an anti-violence communist. Sorry if that bursts any bubbles.
Have you ever met a
It's
commie for peace?
Fact.
Like, seriously? You ever met one that's like got a real chill demeanor?
No, because they wouldn't say that. They wouldn't say it. No. Point of order, comrade. Anyway, back to the professor of Columbia. Columbia University, if you'll remember, like this is like ages ago, when we did a long episode on what the social justice movement was trying to bring about, and where the idea of cultural Marxism, which by the way is not like a made up word, it's a real thing. It's literally what Antonio Gramsci saw it. When we did a big long form discussion on that, Columbia University is unique in the fact that when the National Socialist Party was rising in Germany, that's the Nazis were rising, they pushed out people like the communists, the Marxists, and particularly the Frankfurt School, which was a Marxist school, was pushed out of Germany, and they fled to America. And the Frankfurt School took root in specifically Columbia University, which is why everything that comes out of Columbia is like Professor Zankus. It is bat crazy. It is guano crazy. It is ridiculous and stupid. I just I would love to read you all of his posts. Every post is dumber. This is a professor, right? A professor who doesn't realize that class war always ends in disgusting bloodshed and evil, horrible violence. No war but class war, and being anti-violent is not possible. You're a fool. You're an absolute, complete fool. And I don't know how else to say it. This person would see Daniel Penny as a gross, disgusting, evil person, and Luigi Mangione as a hero of the Republic. That's where progressivism is. That's where the lack of proper application of law and justice is.
His most recent tweet, and I mean, this just goes back to what we were saying about the government ruins everything and makes everything more expensive, and he doesn't get it. So his most recent tweet 4 hours ago, the political and mainstream media establishment continues to center on the life of one millionaire. They don't really care about the life of the millionaire. This guy wasn't in the news before he was murdered. Over the lives of 68,000 Americans who die each year because of the murderous for-profit private insurance industry. Now notice, I believe that word private is probably the main thing, because if he doesn't like private, he wants public. And if he wants public, he wants government. And we all know how good the government is at adjudicating things, i.e., look at Canada, where they are asking for volunteers to join the MAID program. Homeless people.
Would you like to let us kill you on the taxpayers' dollars?
Wait. Just so that Canadians know that I am in touch. Like, do you guys remember that? I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if it was so niche, but there was a woman, a veteran, who was a bilateral amputee. Okay. And she had trouble getting her a new wheelchair. And the wait was so long, and she kept writing, obviously, and complaining about it because she kind of needs to get around. She can't walk places on her stubs. So they offered her medical assistance in dying. I try to make sure my language is so carefully articulated on this podcast. That's public
But
healthcare.
these people, like, to not call these people what they are is really, really hard for me.
You know what?
Because
Maybe we should just call them Zankuses.
Oh, Zankuses.
It is
or
such
Daphnas.
Or Daphnas. Or urines.
I don't think that one works. On December 5th, the working class is under no obligation to mourn the deaths of those who actively are trying to kill them.
I love how we have anarchists teaching at Columbia. What does he teach? Hopefully nothing important.
What does he teach? Arabs didn't perpetuate genocide against Jewish people. Europeans did. Palestinians didn't turn boats away with Jews escaping the Holocaust the way the U.S. did. Anti-Semitism is not a creation of Palestinians and Muslims. Why are they being punished for the crimes of Germans and Americans?
They literally say...
Don't. Everything like I said,
when they
is
say
wrong.
kill the infidels, who are they talking about? Christians
No, that's I've
and
only
Jews.
I've only ever heard Americans say that. I don't think that's. I think
You know what? That is a fair point.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
by the way,
Americans.
I mean, another unrelated story that we're not going to talk about right now. Did you see that the pro-Palestinian crazy person in California shot up 2 little kids at a Seventh-day Adventist school?
Things I'm not going to talk about are that right now because I've already done. Jesus has worked so mightily in my heart and mind tonight to not speak poor words that if we start talking about that story, things are going to come out. It's going to get. This is going to be like Carpe Fide After Dark. Like this is going to have to be a different episode.
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine what a Carpe Fide After Dark would be?
It'd be so bad.
Even though we literally record After Dark, literally every podcast.
Yeah, but like it'd be like. So like since Doug Wilson is followers, like
It'd
he
be like
actually-
that. It'd be like that Instagram page, Christians who curse sometimes. Have you
Yeah, no, it would definitely be like. Well, I was thinking it's like well, Doug Wilson still has followers and some modicum of like dignity, whereas like we don't have followers and no dignity, so we would just be way worse. No
Dignity.
quarter November,
Always dignity.
no quarter November without any standards.
What
So-
movie? Do you know what movie that's from?
No, tell me.
I'm not going to tell you because whoever guesses it right in comments and messages, I'll send a free shirt.
Oh, you get a free shirt if you guess that. Oh, wow.
Dignity. Always dignity.
That's great. That's great. Good job, Jesse. You know what else? Anybody who
But I'll tell you after we stop recording.
anybody who's second or on, we will give you 30% off of any item at our store right now. In fact, we'll give the whole world, just because of this question, 30% off on our store right now. So if you've ever wanted to get a t-shirt, it's already the cheapest t-shirt, the cheapest custom designed graphic
Hey,
t-shirt
guess
on
what?
the internet.
Hey, guess what?
What?
We ship to Canada now.
Oh, yeah. Burr, 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 burr. Burr, 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 burr. I was about to press a button, but then it probably would have been the coin button, and I would have felt bad because I'm not trying to make
Oh,
money
that's
off
not.
of you.
Yeah, that's not.
Honestly, we'd love to. We would love to break even. Honestly, that's really our goal. Please, Lord, Lord, if it be your will,
Please, please help us.
but yeah, no. If you want to support us, I mean, people have asked like, oh, you guys have a Patreon or no? We don't have anything.
No.
We make some T-shirts, so like
We're not
honestly,
gonna
we'd
make
like
you
to
pay
have
for
a question.
content.
No, that's not a deal. That's not a thing here. But if you'd like to get a T-shirt for
That's
30%
awkward.
off, also with every order while supplies last, you can select your size of a Come and Take It Advent shirt and get a free Come and Take It Advent shirt with each order while supplies last.
Yeah, just add it to your cart and it's free.
Free.
But you gotta add it to your cart.
Yeah, definitely
And
add
then
it to your
it'll
cart.
It'll give you 30% off, and it'll give you the free shirt.
And when we say 30% off, we mean like 30% off of everything. Every shirt is 30%
Everything.
off. Every
Every
shirt.
shirt.
The hoodie, 30% off. It's all 30% off
a sticker.
right now.
Do you know how much people are charging for the stickers that we sell these days? They're charging like $5,
$3
and
to
then they're
$5.
charging like $7 to ship it to you.
It's minimum $3 to $5.
Ours
plus
are
shipping.
$1.50.
Yeah.
A thing, and it's like $1 shipping.
Yeah, literally $2.25 for a sticker to your house. Like that's less than the price of the sticker on cheap websites, which is $3.
Insane.
And our stickers are way freaking cooler. There's history and truth on our stickers.
They're
Gosh,
cooler.
darn
They
it, people.
last longer. Have you seen the back of Mom's car? Our mother.
Our
Mom.
mother.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Aww.
Anyway, happy birthday, Pops, also, because it's only 10 days apart.
That's correct. You
Anyway.
accurate.
So, our mother has almost every single sticker we've ever produced on the back of her car because she loves us.
Because she's
she is an OG.
actually, it's just because she really puts things on a car that she believes in. She has a lot of cool stickers.
Yeah, and they're all still there, and they all look great.
Why?
You know whose aren't? Black Rifle Coffee Company. They are pumping out the
Yeah.
chintzy stickers.
Yeah, that did.
They fade. They rip off.
And you're like, how do we know this? Because that's one of the stickers she also put on her car.
Yeah, and they fall off.
Did not last.
And then it just leaves this nasty residue on your car. Ours don't do that. For way cheaper.
way cheaper.
Anyway, I think we've you know, the thing. Gilded the lily.
There's just one other thing.
One other thing?
Yeah, if you're concerned,
Is this like the time you told the children's church people that you were going to have a really short sermon and then it was just like a normal length sermon?
yeah, it was. And then this past week, though, I will say I was shorter, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Sorry, Children's Church.
Good job.
I'm also dying. You can donate to my Make-A-Wish. I'm kidding.
Definitely. I mean, do you have United Healthcare?
Well, there's nobody around to deny my claim anymore.
You know
now
what?
there's
That's
nobody
true.
to deny my claims.
Can I just say something before you say that? It is possible that United Healthcare was dealing very badly.
Yeah,
that is possible.
I fully believe.
But here's the problem with vigilantism: it's not biblical, and it's not true justice. That's the problem. This man should have been, if he committed crimes, he should have been tried by a jury of his peers and found either guilty or innocent.
And
You don't get to shoot people.
And that's the thing though. Like, I am sure United Healthcare has
Oh yeah, it sounds like they were doing bad
has
stuff.
absolutely denied people their claim so that they could make more money, and like undoubtedly.
But you know who shouldn't have to live in fear now? All the United Healthcare workers that are just trying to make money for their family.
Yeah, but the real problem is that because of the government's overreach and laws that they've created and set up in the healthcare industry, they're perfectly within their legal limits to do that. And you know what? If we got the government out of it, and suddenly the free markets could say, "Hey, this is an evil company," guess what? They wouldn't have business. They wouldn't have business because there's other companies that are actually doing better. And you
That's
say,
how the free market
Why
works.
don't we use a better product from a better company? But that's not how this works because of the government and its giant overreaches. All you get is these massive corporations who can deny people because of legal. Oh my gosh, I can't do it. I don't have time. And if you're ever concerned that you're not prepared for, your health care or your needs, then you need to head to Off Grid Warehouse. OffGridWarehouse.com has all the things that you would need for a state of emergency, a supply chain disruption, or a natural disaster. They have long-term food, medical supplies, tactical gear, and everyday carry items like some sweet knives because I like knives. They also have super cool flashlights, also something I like because I love EDC items. The truth is you can't predict when the next disaster will
And I
occur.
like EDM.
Oh, electronic dance music?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I think that's a little different. But I mean, if you had a little cool blade and like you were doing that thing, you could definitely get away with murder.
Nobody can see me do it.
Nobody can see you do it. But what you
I was
just
waving my hands as if they had knives in them and partying.
yeah, and he was while the glow stick is out and playing, and you could probably get those knives at Off Grid Warehouse. Not that I would say that they're involved in crimes. This turned real sideways. The truth is, you can't predict when the weather disaster will occur. Don't wait to take action and enhance your self-reliance. Get prepared by offgridwarehouse.com today.
Especially if you're the CEO of an insurance company.
Absolutely. They have discounts for the holidays, and they will definitely take good care of you. Just want to say that. Don't forget to go to offgridwarehouse.com. They are in no way
What's the
paying for an
code?
ad. We
What
just
is
like
the code?
them. If you use CF10, you get an additional 10% off, but they're actually maybe such deep discounts, you will not even need it.
Oh my gosh. Discounts as deep as the Father's love.
That was your joke. I don't know if it landed, but it was funny.
I liked it.
It was funny, but as long as people obviously know that we don't biblically think
Obviously, Jesus didn't give us a 30% discount.
that. I mean, we know the song. How deep the Father's love for us. How vast beyond all measure.
How far are we going?
That he
Give his only son to make.
the wretch his treasure. How could I gain from his reward? I can All right, that's enough of this. Dear Christian, we hope that you this day would seize the faith.